Hello everyone, my name is Romar RIñOZA and this is my presentation in engineering management. Because the life of Steve Jobs, founder of Apple Incorporation. This is the history of Steve Jobs and his company. Jobs was one of the first entrepreneurs to understand that the personal computer would appeal to the broad audience. Jobs' encouragement Wozniak designed an improvement model of the Apple II, complete with a keyboard, and they arranged to have a sleek molded plastic case manufactured to enclose the unit. Jobs left the engineering team that was designing Lisa, a business computer, to head a smaller group building a lower cost computer. Both computers were redesigned to exploit and refine the PARC ideas, but Jobs was explicit in favoring the Macintosh, or Mac. As the new computer became known, Jobs coddled in engineers and referred to them as artists, but his style was uncompromising. At one point, he demanded a redesign of internal circuit board simply because he considered it unattractive. He would later be re-owned for his insistence that the Macintosh be not merely great, but insanely great. In the January 1984, Jobs himself introduced the Macintosh in brilliantly choreographed demonstration that was the centerpiece of an extraordinary publicity campaign. It would later be appointed to as Archive of Event Marketing. However, the first Macs were underpowered and expensive, and they had a few software applications, all of which resulted in disappointing sales. Apple steadily improved the machine so that it eventually became the company's lifeblood as well as the model for all subsequent computer interfaces. But Jobs' apparent failure to correct the problem quickly led to tension in the company. And in 1985, Scully convinced Apple's board of directors to remove the company's famous co-founder. In 1996, Apple, saddled by huge financial losses and on verge of collapse, hired a new chief executive, semiconductor executive Gilbert Amelio. When Amelio learned that the company, following intense and prolonged research efforts, had failed to develop an acceptable replacement for the Macintosh aging operating system, or which is called OS, and he chose the consultant. The next step, buying Jobs' company for more than 400 million US dollars and bringing Jobs back to the Apple as a consultant. However, Apple board of directors soon became disenchanted with Amelio's inability to turn the company's finances around, and in June 1997, requested Apple's prodigal co-founder to lead the company once again. Requested Apple's prodigal to lead the company, and Jobs quickly forged an alliance with the Apple's erstwhile foe. The Microsoft Corporation scrapped Amelio's Max clone agreement and simplified the company product line. He also engineered an award-winning advertising campaign that urged potential customers to think different and buy Macintosh. Just as important is what he did not do. He resisted the temptation to make machines that ran Microsoft's Windows OS, nor did he, as some urged, spin off Apple as software-only company. Jobs believed that Apple, as the only major personal computer maker with its own operating system, was a unique position to innovate. He did in 1998. Jobs introduced the iMac egg-shaped one-piece computer that offered high-speed processing. At a relatively modest price, an initial trend of high-fashion computers, subsequent models supported 5 different bright colors. By the end of the year, the iMac was the nation's highest-selling personal computer, and Jobs was able to announce the consistent profits of once moribund company. The following year, he triumphed once more with the stylish iBook, a laptop computer built with students in mind, and the G4, a desktop computer sufficiently powerful that the Apple boosted, and it could not be exported under certain circumstances. Because it qualified a supercomputer Though Apple did not regain the industry dominance it once had, Steve Jobs have saved his company and in the process established himself as a master high technology marketer and visionary. And for leading, the only word that I can define about Steve Jobs' leadership is autocratic. His creative awareness, his meticulous eye for detail, it was clearly the driving force in Apple's success. What made Apple such a distinct brand amidst world fast-growing technology companies was its simplicity, a brainchild of Jobs, and his artistic flair. Jobs wasn't known as for his artistic professionalism, though more than that, he was a man of people, a hard worker by heart and creative who fell deeply in love with his work. He was an entrepreneur that would go on to the inspire generation of business people. He showed from the very beginning when starting to build his company was a dedication, hard work, and perseverance. He believed that he was solely responsible for the decision and direction of his team. He knew that he was in charge and didn't need to rely on collaboration and input from team to keep things moving forward. He believed that the work was more efficient and effective when he made all the choices. Steve Jobs didn't only change technology, he changed the world, and you can bet he didn't only by sticking with the status quo. Jobs was a true innovator and he had a very specific vision for the future of Apple. Reportedly saw the future with the computer on every worker's desk. He wasn't far off, and he tirelessly pursued that vision. In this way, he possessed some qualities of transformational leadership, where you can identify and execute on change. Jobs wanted to improve upon things rather than accepting them for what they are. Jobs believed strongly in the vision and mission of Apple and was highly committed to its future. And he didn't stop there, expected the same level of commitment and enthusiasm from his employees. And by controlling, the style of control used in making his company was a criminal control. Like from the beginning of the success, he thinks carefully what are the cause and effect of every move that he will do for his business. And based on my analysis, he uses this type of control to reduce the error of his employees, especially when his business hits the markets and huge money is involved. This kind of method that Steve Jobs uses is to help him focus in the specific steps that he will do and that will help his company to grow further. When the time that Steve Jobs' company hits the market, Steve Jobs' behavior never been changed. He still dedicates himself to his business and keeps digging further. He did not stop to thinking innovating his company and keeps thinking of technology that will help people. Steve Jobs believed that in order to achieve great success and create revolutionary changes in the world, we must learn to prioritize the intersection of technology and the humanities because that's how the best ideas emerge. Steve Jobs found that the balance between the empowering his staff and leading. He didn't watch his employees to do his or her own. It's no good taking backseat and watching your staff members slave away, conjuring up new ideas all by themselves. No. Instead, you should be prepared to get your hands dirty from time to time. That's something that Jobs did incredibly well. He knew how to innovate personally and wasn't too afraid or lazy to do so. There has no to be a balance within company. However, a CEO or leader can be expected to perform every role that needs filling. Jobs was a master of at both leading by example and empowering the inspiring to his staff to complete tasks on their own. He became a role model for his workforce by demonstrating characteristics he wished to see them display, like his meticulous attention to detail. His passion inspired those beneath him to work hard to fulfill the company's goal. And that's the key to great leadership. Whether your company is just starting out or is already employing hundreds of staff members, it's vital that all representatives of your company know your mission statement. Keeping them informed that will help to maintain morale and empower your clients. Reason of success. As an innovator and visionary, Steve Jobs believed that demand for excellence in an inspiring way, having faith in people, might not be considered the norm. His occasionally abrasive style of leadership has been described as terrorizing, extremely demanding, but as proven by Apple's success. It worked. Jobs' rudeness and roughness were accompanied by ability to be inspiration. Jobs knew how to infuse Apple employees with abiding passion to create groundbreaking products and belief that they could accomplish what seemed impossible. He was insanely passionate about what he was doing, and his work aligned with this national motivation. It was that passion that helped him ride the waves of Apple, including the numerous lawsuits that could pull the company under. Jobs believed strongly in the vision mission of Apple and was highly committed to its future. And he didn't stop there. He expected that same level of commitment and enthusiasm from his employees. From my learnings, after watching the movie, I realized that our core subject, engineering management, can help us to obtain and achieve our goals in business industry. It also taught us how to control your business within your limit and can handle within your hands. Relating the movie to Steve Jobs to our core subject, it shows us how to love what are you doing and not be contented in the things that already been done, and continue innovating the present technology or any aspect that you are in. And it also helps us to learn how to effectively utilize technical, financial, and human resources. It also allows us to understand the quality of assurance, manufacturing, testing, and maintenance. It helps us to build ourselves to be sharper in business industry. That's all, and thank you for listening.